Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to talk about the software testing, which is a very crucial part of the software development lifecycle. So software testing is basically a process of evaluating and verifying that a software product or application does what it is supposed to do. The benefits of testing including preventing bugs, reducing the development cost, and improving the performance. So, who does the software testing? There is a specific role in the Scrum team to perform the testing, and it will be the software tester, who is individual that tests the software for bugs, error, defects, any other problem that can affect the performance of a software or an application. So testing of software can be done in like two ways, like two methodologies, like automation and manual testing. But it totally depends on the project requirement and the budget associated with the project, like which testing method will be benefited to the project, right? Like we cannot assume by ourselves like or make a estimate for the project like this testing will be done only by automation or only by manual testing. So there is a meeting of the business analyst with the stakeholders, and then there is a project owner. They like collaboratively decide like they will do like what is required for the project. Is it manual testing or automation testing? So so what is actually manual testing now? So manual testing is a testing process that is carried out manually in order to find defects without the usage of tools or automation scripting. So the purpose of manual testing is to identify the bugs, issues, defects in the software application. Manual testing is the most primitive technique of all testing types, and it helps to find critical bugs in the software application. So this is only the bookish definition, right? So in manual testing, actually, you are like working on the UI. Like you are not creating any new code or like copy and pasting code from Google to run an application. You are visually looking at the software and trying to test it, right? So any new application must be manually tested before its testing can be automated. So it has to be software has to be tested manually even before you go for automation, right? That's a secondary. But the most primary part about software testing is manual testing. Okay, so the manual software testing requires more effort, but is necessary to check automation feasibility. Manual testing concept does not require knowledge of any testing tool at all. One of the software testing fundamental is 100% automation is not possible. That's why manual testing is imperative. Okay. So now the question is, how do we do the manual testing, right? So the very first thing that any QA team or a software tester does is read and understand the software project documents or guidelines. And trust me, guys, the QA team and they make the estimate to do the quality inspection work of a software. They specifically give like 1 or 2 whole days to understand the requirements. Okay, so once the requirements are understood, then we start performing our testing. And what we do in testing is as follows. As you can see, we draft the test cases that will cover all the requirements mentioned in the documentation. We review the test cases with team lead and the client if we have to and it's possible. And then execute the test cases on the UAT. And then if we found any bugs, and that is a primary job of the software tester to find the bugs, right? So once we find the bugs, we report it to the developer. They will help us close the bugs, and then once the bugs are fixed, again execute the failing test cases to verify they pass. So the thing is, you guys have to understand is QA team is the one that is responsible for the software to be perfect, right? So once they approve that once they approve and sign off that everything is fine with the software, there are no more bugs. Only then it can be released to the client. Otherwise, developers and software testers go back and forth to fix the bugs. So different advantages of the manual testing are there over the automation testing. The first of all is unmatched opportunities in usability testing. because only humans can assess user friendliness from a human point of view, right? So think about so let's say you because humans are the one who are feeling the who are getting a feel about the software or the app they are using, right? Like for example, you are using Facebook like from 2010, and you are using Facebook now. Obviously the UI that we are using right now is better, right? Because technology kept on evolving, and you're getting more and more innovative with the UI when you get more technologies, right? So the manual tester, they literally see the software or the application, and get the feel of it, like what are the functionalities which are working properly or not, right? So the manual testing, the chance to start testing right away without time for writing automated test. So for the automation testing, you have to specifically write the code and then get it approved from your team lead or the Scrum team. But in manual testing, once you have read all the requirements, you can start preparing your test cases and start your testing right away. So, like these are the different advantages of the manual testing. Yeah, the one big one is the best price to quality ratio for one-time or simple testing task, right? So, for example, you have created a new website. Now, you don't have to go all the way back to the back end to check the code and the functionality of the app, right? You just want to know that if your login functionality is working, or you can add to cart do add to cart function for your item. So it's like a very simple technique to test the software without being in the need to go back and write the code for testing your software. And manual testing actually costs less than the automation testing, right? Because obviously think like this, because automation testing, it's a one level above the manual testing, right? So obviously a guy or girl who is doing the automation testing, they need more skills. They need to learn Java or Python, and then the Selenium to interact with the UI. But the manual testing, it's all about your visual understanding and your understanding of the requirements, and then preparing the test cases. You can even use Excel for that, or even you can use Word for that, and then interacting with the UI yourself. And that's all it takes to do the manual testing. So I hope you liked my videos, and thank you for your time, guys.